Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Honest Fours gaming channel. Today we're going to do a little post chat from the Radnor Manor Major Minor GT. We ran in Radnor, Ohio this past week. So I'm Sam. Everyone, go ahead and introduce yourselves real quick.
I'm Sam as well.
I'm Ray. I'm from Nerve Check.
Yeah.
Kyle.
And I'm Trenton.
Perfect. So, we're going to kind of talk through the event a little bit, results, kind of what we think went well. It was most of our first time running a Kings event like this, so we're, at least a GT. So we're pretty excited about that. It was awesome to have Ray come down, and we invited him on here to get his thoughts. And because having Ray here will hopefully give us more views, because Ray is awesome and everybody loves Ray. So, let's start off with the event itself, kind of the rules, restrictions, format. If you weren't there or didn't know, that includes we had secret bonus missions, not secret, but we had special bonus missions for each mission. They weren't secret; they were public. Along with kind of the usual like Kings stuff if you got into tournaments you might be used to. So I'd love to hear everybody's thoughts kind of on how the event was structured, from missions to tables to all of that.
Yeah. I can do a baseline and then we can keep going. It was a 5-game GT, just like most GTs, 3 games on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. The points limit that we chose for this one was 2,400 both days, so not like a March of Death thing. So 2,400 the whole time. Our missions were chosen from the book, not adjusted, but we did have points for attrition to some extent, to a very small extent.
Mm-hmm.
And points for a mission-specific objective, which was tied to whatever mission we rolled for the day. So there was 15 for a win, 3 if you got the mission-specific, and 2 if you got the max level on attrition. So 20 points for a max win for the round.
I'm going to break in. I'm going to interrupt you because you guys invited me on. So you guys did a great job. If this was your first time attending, I certainly didn't know it. So they had the pack out. I didn't read it because I read as far as bring your own booze and Kings of War event, and it's taking place in Ohio. So I knew where to go. I knew to bring booze and I knew to bring Kings of War army. 2,400 points surprised me. May have resulted in 2 army lists being sent. But you guys did a great job in terms of laying it out, making it very clear. Here are the 8 scenarios if you wanted to think through your army as to the scenarios. Clearly, I didn't read that far. And what I really appreciated is for attrition, you made it simple. You made it no points if it was under 800 points killed, 1 point if it was 800 to 1,600, and 2 points if you're above 1,600. And what that meant is if I was in a game and I've killed 1,600 points, I don't care. I don't need to do my last turn 7 if I'm winning and to kill more things. Or, I just need to make sure I kill 800 points or 801 to get into that attrition level, which happened to me in one game. I killed 810. So I thought that was excellent. I thought that was well done, especially with new players. You guys didn't have to advertise that. If Sam, if you didn't message me, I wouldn't have known about this event as an outsider. And you guys sold out in 24 hours?
Yeah. We actually overflowed into. We were supposed to be a 20-player max, and we had to squeeze a 22nd.
It's why those of you who were there may remember there was a weird table kind of off to the side. That's why that table was there.
Well, but so you sold out in 24 hours. You ran 5 games. You went over capacity to facilitate people, and there were no major issues, at least from a participant's perspective, on the scenarios, on the bonus objectives, which I hope we talk about, and the rules and restrictions. So I'm going to spoil the episode. I thought it was a great event, and I look forward to coming again in the future. Please let me know at least 24 hours in advance so I can get my name in before the gates open, saying I want to come down. But yeah, so you guys did a great job setting it up with your win, loss, draw, attrition, and bonus objective. So sorry, I just wanted to break in to say that I thought it was super smooth.
No, that's why we got you. We can kick him out of the channel now.
Yeah. No, I'm glad that you brought up about the
stop the recording right now, actually.
Yeah, that check will
But
clear, Ray.
the attrition, that was exactly why we wanted to do it that way, so you didn't have to table somebody to get max points. Because, like you said, we had a number of first timers for this is their first GT or anything, and we wanted it to be a good experience for everyone, and so it seemed to make sense of you scored the points for your like clearly you've done well killing, but you don't need to go out and murder every unit I have on the table
Yeah.
and leave somebody just feeling like, well, this
I
was
think that-
horrible.
I think that's one of the things that we like. The four of us have obviously traveled for other events and seen it, and like one of the things that we agreed as a group was like, if you're winning a mission bad and you're still like
Mhm.
stomping on a neck like halfway through the game or like halfway through turn 5, just because you know you need another point for attrition, it
Mhm.
feels miserable to have happen to you and to do. So that's why we set the cap so low for like the max
Eh,
point.
And I think I'm going to steal that when it comes time for March of Death. So I will graciously steal that attrition idea, whether it's like 3 points or 4 point, like by quarter or by third. It depends. I might do it by quarter, so it's 3 points for attrition.
We are
That'll be a decision point because I like the idea. Like you've killed, whatever it is, 1,500 out of 2,000 points.
Yeah. Yep, you killed enough. You don't have to search down
We are,
every unit that's on this table.
Ray, we are bumping it up to quarters for the next one. We did agree on that.
Spoiler.
One of the downsides of this scoring format is that it reduced differentiation. So you see that if you look at the result, there's this huge glob. Like there are multiple globs. There's a glob at the top. Then there's Eric, who just didn't do bonus objectives, so he's kind of in a weird middle area. Then there's a glob in the middle and a couple more globs. So it did. I think doing it in quarters is better, Ray, in the future because it allows for more differentiation between people who are 4-1. Although we have 4-4-1s, but they all maxed because it was relatively easy to max. So I think quarters will make it a lot easier to actually differentiate between who did really well and who did not do quite as well.
Yeah. Still serving the same.
Near the end of the episode, we'll go over those sort of high level, this change, that change, that change. But I think when we give you those changes, Ray, our hope is that you go, yeah, I think that's a better iteration.
Or you don't like it. Tell us now.
No, I'm not saying I want. Like I'm saying I'm coming even without the changes. Like let's be clear here. Like you've achieved you passed the bar. You vaulted over that. So I'm saying I'm going to try it because if I do the quarters, it fits in blackjack scoring. And that's probably where I would still fit like 4 points for objectives and try to figure out that differential there and do something. So I have to think it through, but I did like the idea that you didn't have to be a murder hobo to like quote like a D&D character thing and kill everything and everyone that you see
It feels it's no one likes to have it happen to them or to do. It feels evil.
It's not even fun to do. Like
before we move to the next one, Kyle, do you want to talk about like the location, the venue, the place?
How your family felt about
easy. I spent like 2 weeks cleaning out my dad's garage, which is also a company garage and functioning wood shop and mechanic shop. So we needed a place to try out our pack, run the stuff. Our local store is not finished with its remodel yet. And one of the things we wanted to do was keep the cost down for new players and use that money to help buy things that we need as a club, tabletoppers, spend money on terrain, etc., things we need for events. So my dad graciously, without his knowledge, donated the garage for a weekend. And we held it in my family's garage. It is a big garage, but 22 people definitely was pushing the limit. There's a reason we had it set at 20, but we're not going to tell 2 people on the wait list no. And what we did is we literally provided food Saturday, Sunday. You were able to camp, but it's May, so the light sprinkle we were expecting turned into 2 days of record-breaking rain for that week in May. We just put a tent out to the side, did the best we could between torrential downpour and wow, that's humid. And on the whole, we did great. Probably not a venue we'll use again. Just that was sort of a one-time, great, everybody's awesome. There's some other options in the future that we'll look at. But for this year, zero cost venue that everyone could come to and have no stress, no issues, no hours of operation. You know, it was, on the whole, it was a really good venue. I enjoyed it. I said the only risk for May is the weather will be wrong, and the weather was wrong. So,
yeah, it was fantastic. It was a great idea. We sat down in January about like planning out all of our events for the year and wanted to do a GT that wasn't the hotel like big GT to make sure we like can do it, and had no clue where to host it at like an appropriate size because of our game store can't like currently accommodate, but very soon. So that was like our saving grace was Kyle's like, I have a big garage and it's my birthday, so they have to say yes. Yeah. Anything else for
I think so we talked a lot in the lead up and then again since about the side objectives. I know Ray, before we got on, you said you really liked them. Does anybody have
Am I allowed
one
to
that's
talk about them?
what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
please.
God, the side objectives were awesome. So you guys said like clearly I didn't read the pack because I didn't know it was 5, 10, 15 for scoring because clearly booze was as far as I got. And then you guys told me to do a 2,400 point list after I submitted 2,300. So I'm batting 1,000. And then I show up and I think the first game was Control, if I recall correctly.
Yes.
yeah, read Control's bonus.
The Control's bonus was you can't control your center object, like your center area. So you have to figure out how to win the game without controlling your center objective, and life is great. What was the next? Like the next one I remember.
Hold the line.
Hold the line was to be in the central zone on turn 1.
It was to control at least one zone at the end.
We have those switched. Hold the line with mission 1 because I played that against Mace.
Correct.
So hold the line with mission 1, and you had to be scoring.
Yes, it was. I played you, Sam.
Yeah. I played Mace, and he didn't score it, but I did. Then mission 2 was Control.
But it was to encourage like fighting, and here I am sitting with my knights against Mike Carter's Zolari with all his phalanx, which I wouldn't have bet on me to win. And it was like, let's put some knights right into one of the quadrants so I can get that 3-point bonus objective. So that's what I did first turn. Was I just wanted to make sure I had enough unit strength there to claim one spot, because it was a great bonus objective. The third one was where you had to have, or was that game?
Game 3 was Raise, and you had to not burn a token until after turn 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was fun. Sam, you can speak about that one.
So that's actually the one I didn't like. So I played against Garrett Mercer, who's awesome, phenomenal player, great looking army, really good army, good list, fun list. I sent my 2 speed 10 units past him, landed on objectives turn 3, and was like, if I do not burn these, I will not win the game. I knew there. I was like, I cannot win the game if I don't burn these. So I burned them and didn't get the bonus objective. And it felt really punishing, because the other ones, like the Hold the Line one or Control one, it's like a fun like puzzle to solve. But that one was like, oh, for some armies, like either I get it or I lose the game. So and that's also like a philosophical difference. Like we may disagree about. That was the only one of the 5 that I was like, it felt a little more punishing for.
I agree with you there, Sam. The goal for the bonus mission, and Ray picked up on it, is we want the bonus points to be a struggle to max. If you want to win and get the bonus, it should be a struggle, but it should be something that if you're not winning, the bonus mission actually favors you. And where Ray's created an issue for that, if that's the objective, Ray's went, well, if you're not winning, you're also probably not getting the bonus. So it didn't meet both of the parameters we had. And, that's part of that's testing and just takes practice. But Ray showed that we really do have to be careful that our bonus missions hit both objectives, or you create a scenario where the people who are winning got the point and the people who are losing didn't, which is not the data set we want to see.
Which also, as a point of order, I think I'm the only person I've heard complain about the Raise one, so that might be like a specific problem.
I think
you are not.
I think it's telling that he didn't.
Because that was the first Raise was the first mission I didn't have to play, guys. I wasn't the ringer. I was only the ringer for game 1 and 2. So on game 3, I was walking around as a TO. That was, of all the missions we played, that was the only one that had negative feedback for the bonus mission, outside of people asking me how mission 4's bonus objective worked. It wasn't negative. They were just like, how does Feral work? But Ray's was actually negative feedback.
We'll
So
be
Sam,
here
why don't you take mission 4?
If we talk about Mission 5, we'll be here forever. I don't know if we should.
Mission 5 was awesome. It was Portal of Peril. That mission.
Mission 5 was awful. The side objective was fun.
Portal of Peril. Can we all agree? Portal of Peril sucks.
Yeah, it's a bad mission.
Like I'm not saying that because Ray beat me. Ray beat me on Mission 5. Like full disclosure, like we had a great game. I had a blast playing Ray. So it was not like I think Ray beats me in like every world, but the Portal of Peril it's a weird mission. I don't know. It's really non-interactive until all of a sudden it is really interactive.
It's not good. No, I'll agree with you. And I won my Portal Peril game 8-0. Like it was a max points win in the scenario. And I still think it's a bad mission. Like it's not just because like I'm not salty about it. Like I still think it's terrible because it wasn't fun.
You're
the bonus. Okay, let's just talk about the bonus objective in Portal Peril because it was bloody awesome. It was you get +1 to hit, +1 to wound. You take like 2d6 wounds, and you have to take a nerve check. And if you don't kill a unit that turn, you die.
Yeah,
your unit has to be holding an objective
or contesting the portal.
Holding an objective.
Yep.
And you have to charge somebody, and you have to kill them, or you're dead automatically.
It's so good.
Even if you kill them, you still take 2d6 and a nerve check. It was awesome. That was my favorite.
And you have to do that to score You have to do that to score the objective, which it seems like everyone can get this, but you're playing the game, and there's a point where you're like, this is such a bad idea. I shouldn't do this, but I have to score this, or I might not get the chance to. I found that really fun.
When we run our Blitz events, we try to write some of our own missions, and we have a mission for Blitz called Portal of Feral, where you can zap units. You have to get zapped each round, like your units. So that was where the idea kind of originally came from, because it's really funny. I played Sam final round of our last Blitz tournament, and I had to take 3d6 damage on a full health unit. It took 17 damage and died, and I lost the game. It was the coolest thing ever.
What was the fourth one? What did we do for the fourth?
You had to be within board edges.
Oh,
it was just board edge on stockpile.
That was tough. That one I think was not favorable to players losing. I think I'd agree with that.
Yeah,
it was not.
I enjoyed it, but it was tough. Yeah, that one was hard as fuck.
So we're missing one component in this discussion, and it can be a lighter one. The terrain and the map. So the physical terrain, we've got some stuff we want to improve on, like clean up some maps that were too small or too big or too clunky. But the actual maps, one thing of note, the map was actually paired with the mission that we thought would create an interesting puzzle on the table. Regardless of what your army type was, and most of those were successful.
I agree.
So I think that was cool, but I wanted to get Ray's feedback on pairing the map specific to the mission to create an interesting play.
No, you absolutely achieved that, and the one which I think of most vividly is actually Stockpile, because you had two impassable right in the middle with the obstacle to make all the movement in the world suck. And you're like, which side of the board do I want to fight on? Well, playing one half of the board doesn't work in Stockpile. You still have to go after the center. And I played Grace in that game, and I'm very thankful to have played Grace. She's gracious. I got to use that. And I was very lucky that she had a bad double ones, because otherwise I think she had me. And I will take good luck when I can get it. And it was still a very close game. And it was a lot of fun to play her. But that was one where I vividly remember the map and the mission causing all sorts of headaches. It was awesome.
Oh my gosh. The way the impassable was deployed. Kyle's between you talking about the mission specific objective of them as well as this, Kyle is never going to shut up about it. I
don't have to live with him and play him on a weekly basis, so screw you.
Luckily, he's very pleasant about being right, so it's fine. But there was a lot of pushback from people in this channel with long hair about that terrain, and then I played it, and I agree with you. I think it was incredibly interesting.
Yeah, we big agree. But also, I
I'll
think
say it on camera, Kyle.
one of the hallmarks of our community, this was pointed out to me by somebody outside of our community recently. We tend to be pretty, at least this group tends to be pretty open to new ideas. So I think there are elements of this event, not just the terrain layouts, but the location, the map packs, the mission specific objectives, even the food we served. That every single one of the 5 of us, including Nate, who can't be here, disagreed on at some point, and we would talk about it, come to a consensus, and move forward. And I can't tell you how many times one of us was like, "Oh, yeah, I was wrong about that. You're right. Good call. Good call." That I think is part of why leading events by committee is so fun. These are 4 of my good actual friends, but then also getting to do events with them. I think is part of what I think will hopefully make us continue to run great events. Is that we have moments like what Sam just said, where it's hey, this is terrible. And then you try it out, or you talk about it more, and you're like, oh, actually, this is pretty. My friend had a good idea.
I wanted to wait till I was on camera to tell Kyle that the stockpile terrain was fantastic.
It was good. That's how I felt about the whole
on that note, you guys, I would not have known, because for me coming down, looking at an event, is the event published? Are the rules clear? Is the event details cleared? Does everything run on time? And are there any issues with the point scoring? And you guys use the online app, which worked. So there were no issues with points. Everything ran on time. There were no major rules issues that I'm aware of, but I was playing. That is what I want when I come to an event, because the Kings of War community is great. It's always fun to hang out with you guys, as much as my language may sometimes get away from me because I'm drunk.
Motherfucker.
Yes. Which I may apologize for later, but it was drunk way speaking. But having a good time, playing with great people, because it's really the people that make the community and make the tournaments great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to come down to a Midwest event and hang out with you guys, and I'm very glad I did. And like I said, I have it in my calendar for October to come down and hang out with you guys.
Yay!
We'll get there at the end.
I got one more thing to say before we can talk about results if we want, unless somebody else has something to say. But the counter to that, Ray, is the people that traveled. I know Derek Biankowski came from Michigan. We had a big group of people from Indiana, and then we had Garrett Mercier from Colorado. We had a lot of new players that had never that we in this channel, in this chat right here, have talked about hey, the Kings community is awesome. Going to places is fun, and just being there to play with people is fun. And it's hard to get people to go to a GT. So you and all the other people that drove from out of town and were awesome all weekend had a huge impact on our community.
Yes.
A lot of you guys played people that have never been to tournaments, and they were that was super fun. I had a great time.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it.
It was very good. And as we get to results, you'll also learn that they beat the shit out of most of you guys. Our rookies are great. There's your segue, Sam. Our rookies beat the shit out of most of these traveled players.
Guy who got Countercharger, our exact middle of the pack award, it was his first ever tournament, and he's only been playing Kings for a few months. He played 3 or 4 games of big Kings ever before this, and he was my route Mace. He's awesome, 10 out of 10 guy, really nice guy. Yeah. But a couple of them expressed to us should we even come? Am I even gonna have fun? Evan had not played Kings ever almost, and went 2 and 3, I think.
Yeah, Evan was handed an army and had never played 4th edition when he showed up.
Which is makes it sound like our pool of players was bad, but there were good players in that room. Top to bottom, we had a ton of former Masters players. Obviously, we had Eric, Kyle, you, Ray,
whatever Ray is.
Garrett, Derek.
I came above Eric. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, let's talk about results. Who wants to do it?
Let's do it. Let's get into results.
Let's do it.
I will try to put them up on the screen. I can pull them up real quick.
So, Sam came in first.
Sam.
You can flip that.
This one.
Yeah, and so I don't know how you managed that without you and I being able to pass each other in the night without having to play each other.
Yeah, we were ships crossing, I guess. I don't know what that was.
He was dodging.
Is it Trenton?
Yeah, that's me.
Came in second, and Jeff came in third. And Jeff had the orcs, right?
Yep, I had orcs too. We had to have an orc off, and I lost the Jeff in our game.
I lost
That
to
was my
Jeff.
loss.
And who came in
For
fourth? Who got
full
fourth?
transparency. Go ahead, say fourth real quick.
Yeah, who got
Well,
fourth?
I came in fourth, so
Hey.
so like I said, above Eric, like that was the goal.
So full transparency, and I'll die on this hill. I told Jeff to his face he had the worst orc list I've ever seen, and he beat the shit out of me, beat up a bunch of other people. So I'll die on the hill. That list is trashed, but he keeps winning with it. So
Yeah.
it's good job to do that with that list. Third place with what I would argue is the worst list I have ever seen in my life is an impressive run.
Can
All right,
clarify
I'll
that
die
you're
on the
friends-
hill.
How many
Can you
people
clarify
say
that you're
that you
friends
have
with
a
Jeff
trash
Bronze while
goblin
you're
list?
saying that? Please.
Jeff Bronze, it's fine. Ray, what'd you ask me?
Kyle, how many people say you have a trash goblin list that makes no sense?
I usually only win the event if everyone in the matchup cast says they can't understand the list. If they tell me they get it, I usually place like shit.
Right.
Well, you're gonna have to
So
watch
what
the
I'm
bug in your
saying is
matchup.
for you to call out another orc player going like, this list is trash, I'm like, haha, he's followed your school of making a list.
Oh,
Oh
Interesting.
no, he took 12 drops, Ray. That's not my list. That's no one's
I
school.
played it. I'm well
It was-
aware.
Yeah, and you,
Because I worked through the math. I'm like, shit, even if I hit the horde with a unit of beast cav and a unit of knights, like
Nothing.
the odds of me breaking it are only 60%.
that's
25
that's a
moves a
skill
lot.
issue. I just wanted it on the record that it's impressive to do that. But yeah, Ray, what you're describing is a skill issue, so it's fine.
I'll run. Hey,
also,
I'm gonna real quick while I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna run through the rest of our awards.
please, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah. So Dave is Kyle's dad. Dave was like kind of hesitant about the event, then like a little bit grumpy about it. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kyle, but a little bit grumpy about it weekend of. Then ended up really enjoying it, kind of like America's dad with like a cat. Ended up really enjoying it. But so he got the Dave Award to give out, which he decided during the weekend that he wanted to give it an award out, give it to Ray's stunning, beautiful, incredible army. Paul Cravo, known jerk, and no one likes him, got best sport. Paul's like the nicest person. Paul is my teammate for Crossroad. I love Paul. Paul rocks. Derek Binkowski got player's choice with his awesome Northern Alliance army. Which, if you ever painted the tribesmen, they have insane little tiny details everywhere. He hit every single one of those details. His Northern Alliance army is so impressively just like he got into the nitty gritties.
Mm-hmm.
I will add to that. The judges' scoring for paint was very, very close for a lot of people.
Yes.
The player's choice voting was a full landslide for Derek. It was like if they didn't vote for him for first, they voted for him for second. It's a really pretty army. It's really modest. It's like it's very cute. I like to look at it.
It looks like it's not gonna like blow your socks off at a glance like Ray's army does. And then you get close and you're like, this is unbelievable what he's done.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, the technical skill in it is very high.
It's wonderful.
Then Mace Schneider got our Countercharger Award. He's a Turkali player. He's awesome. Kara Brown from Indianapolis won Best Army with her Trident Realms, which ask someone for pictures of it. Her Trident Realms army is nuts. It's so
They're super
good.
fun.
It's one of my favorite armies I've ever seen for Kings. And then the most prestigious award of all, our boy Yeti got least first with his Goblin army.
Yes.
So those are the awards.
I think it cheered the
awards, Ray. Rate our trophies. Rate the trophies. They're not swords and hats, but rate them for us. Good, bad.
What day or Ray? What was your trophy? What were you handed? I actually never saw it.
Mine was
the Dave?
Solid shot on a Plymouth. I also really like the least good award, if I'm being honest. I saw that, I was like, shit, that's the award I should have gone for.
The outhouse.
It was like,
The outhouse was
A rose golden outhouse.
it was
The Dave was a musket bullet glued to a TNT barrel hull.
It would be a great goblin blaster. Like looking ahead, I have to figure out how to do that and incorporate it into my ogre army.
And then our first and second place were some grills, like the not the teeth, but the cookout.
No
grills.
one was thinking of teeth, Sam.
I put my hand right here when I said it. I put my hands right here, and
He's
I
like, we did diamond grills.
saw myself making a grill, and it was all right. They're cookout grills, and then Countercharger was a like knocked over a star that said "You tried" on
You
it.
tried.
That was my favorite. That one was like the star was
You tried
crooked,
is great.
the plaque was crooked.
And then we did the Jesse Cornwall Sportsmanship Trophy.
Hmm.
Shout out to Mike Carter for that. He sent us the file for it, and I wanted to. We should make sure that we continue doing that as a community
Certainly.
Yep.
moving forward. Yeah. Anything else for results?
I think I'm curious for people's thoughts on the what we learned about the meta of Kings a little bit. While this was not a huge event size wise, right? 22 people is not insane numbers. There were some very good players there. So I'll give a couple things that I think stood out to me. I want your thoughts on them. 3 of the top 5 players were Orc players. We had Trenton, Jeff, and Eric. Empire of Dust, who's commonly considered in a rough state, got 7th. Obviously, Forces of Nature won. But those are kind of the things that stood out to me. Would be the Orc placements, the Empire of Dust placement. Obviously, I mean Paul's a great player, and then kind of generally the way things shook out. I would love to hear some of our thoughts on just kind of like the list that we saw, what we thought was good, and if we feel like we learned anything about the state of
Trent,
Kings right now.
Trenton, can I put you up first? Can you go?
Sure.
Yeah.
One of the things I was going to say, there was still our local meta. I know very much has this, and it was borne out in the tournament as well. There was not a lot of shooting around.
None.
There wasn't a lot of shooting focused armies, which I think, especially in my experience playing orcs, like it's very beneficial to orc kind. Like, your speed 5 hordes you're trying to inch across the board, they can be susceptible to shooting if you don't do specific things to stop that. So I think that is part of it. I know shooting is it's pretty big right now in the meta in general. I think just for whatever reason locally, none of us do it.
We're an honest group.
Yeah. So that's one thing that I took away from it.
Did Derek have the most shooting?
I think he did, and even then, it wasn't
not
that
pure.
much. It was like it was a handful of regiments, really,
And 2 ice elementals are terrible.
and 2 ice elementals.
Yeah, it was a decent amount of shooting, I think, but it was that 12-inch like machine gun thing.
Well, then he had two pack hunters with bows and 1 pack hunter with
javelins.
Bows?
Yeah, he brought bows.
Brought bows? Oh my gosh. Okay. I'll add to that too. Speaking of the worst orc list Kyle has ever seen, which I had to play as well. I played all 3 of the orcs in this tournament, by the way, for my 5 games. I'm sick of them. If I never see another orc again, I'll be happy.
Like me against dwarves in Warpath.
Yeah, I cannot escape it. Also, the group from Indiana had the lowest drops as like a community, basically, when they showed up. Like they, Matt Marshall Temple, Jeff France, and Julie Weinheimer. Julie was the only one that had chaff and had more than 12 drops. So speaking of meta, like whatever's happening in Indiana, there's a different idea, and it has a lot of momentum for like no chaff and just get into it.
Yeah. Which is what Jeff's list was. It was no chaff. It's just all gonna punch you right in the face.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know what the most was orcs the most represented, Sam? Do you know off the top of your head?
So there were 3 Trident Realms. 4 Trident Realms players, 3 orc players. So Trident Realms had orcs by 1, but the highest placing Trident Realms list was Kara at 13th. So all 4 Trident Realms lists did place in the bottom half. And there's some good players in there, so I don't think there's anything to be drawn from that other than maybe Trident Realms isn't as good as we thought. Also, some of the lists were weird. Like Garrett's list was awesome, but it was weird. Like it's not the meta Trident Realms. It was a weird. Like, so I played against Garrett, and it felt like if he made a single mistake, it kind of fell apart. And he played really well against me. I did win that game, but like it was I didn't know what he was doing, and then like the game ended. It was a really cool list.
There's certainly some Trident Realms lists that can be built like that. There's a number of ways to build them, but yeah, there's some high wire acts in there.
Right.
Take this for whatever it's worth. I've done a fair number of mashup cast. I played in a Mid-Atlantic, Northeast, and Midwest tournament now this year.
Yep.
And each region is currently developing their own meta. And
Yeah.
what I'm seeing in the Mid-Atlantic, especially as you go further south into the southeast, is super heavy shooting. I just did the matchup cast for Cryptid Carolina.
Those
And
lists
there
were
were
insane.
They were
3
wild.
or 4 Abyssal Dwarfs. Dwarfs won the event, like all heavy dwarfs.
Yep.
And I go to the Midwest, and I'm playing my Kingdoms of Men because this is my year of trying out all the armies. And you guys have 2 other people who have Alpha Strike lists. Like, there's not a lot of like heavy cav, heavy Alpha Strike. Like,
Almost none.
that doesn't appear to be. But orcs, my God, no one prepared me for the amount of beef I'd be seeing in Ohio. And you've somehow avoided the plague of rats that is inhabiting the Northeast at this point in time.
Yeah.
So,
I have 2,000 points of rats underneath my desk right now.
well, they may or may not be getting nerfed in the
Power
update.
game.
But
Are there any wretches under there?
No wretches.
I'm just saying that each region has their own unique take on how this game is developing, which is interesting. I think that's going to make Masters this year very interesting as everyone comes in with their local metas. But seeing the orcs play, being able to play Eric on Friday night, for as much as I made fun of him earlier, was great. He is an amazingly tough opponent, and that speaks to the quality of the people in the top 3 this past weekend. And all you guys piloted the orcs really, really well. So I'm going to be following the Masters with a lot of curiosity to see how all these metas shake out in the wash.
It's fascinating. I think me and Sam went to the Mid-Atlantic for Dead of Winter to start the edition. And I didn't get shot very much, but like that was real early into the edition. So it's like it sounds like they're all picking up guns.
It also, I mean, a lot. There were, looking back now, some of those lists that were at that event were atrocious, but no one knew it was good. It was beginning of 4th, right? Like no one knew. No one knew it was good. So I think that definitely would change. I think it's also interesting for the orc players specifically because we had so many of them and they all placed really well. All 3 of them play orcs very differently. Right. Like Jeff is this like beat stick. He's gonna hit you with hordes. He's gonna kill you. It's very intimidating to play against. Like his orc list, like not Jeff. Jeff's nice, but the orc list itself is very intimidating to play against.
He's gonna beat you.
Then he hits you. Eric is like Eric Trowbridge. He's like the orc master, right? I mean, like he is like that's like his thing. He like invented like ways of movement before I was born, and then. Trenton has been grinding and insane. Trenton plays the 2nd most UB games in the world, I think, only after Sam.
I play them with him.
Now I've never lost to Trenton, so you know I don't know how I don't know what that means, but
you absolutely have.
not that I remember. Well, I think we're 1-1. We've not played a lot of Kings actually, despite how much we both play.
No, we actually haven't.
Me and Trent played twice last week. What do you mean?
Trenton and I did not play twice last week.
No, me and Trenton played twice last week. You guys have played twice ever?
I think we've played literally twice ever.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh my Lord, you should challenge him.
I don't know, but so Trenton, I think you're like a phenomenal orc player. Like you've grown a lot, especially. I think your chaff usage is like second to none. But it's 3 very different ways of using orcs. That is, I think, really interesting.
Yeah,
and
I think
Eric's all 3 of those can do well.
Yeah, I agree. I think Eric's list is very heavy on geometry, while Trenton's is very technical, like finessey for like where he plays his pieces, and they're completely different ideas for playing orcs, which is interesting because most of us that don't play orcs think it's orcs and here's your wall of here's whatever Ray said, pile of meat. But they all play.
We're still a pile of meat at the end of the day, but yes,
beef in Ohio, like
beef.
And to be fair, you guys play orcs really well. You guys know what you're doing, and I do stand by. I think orcs are in a good place in this edition. I don't think they're busted, but I definitely think that they're a tier, like a solid A tier army right now. That doesn't need too much. I certainly wouldn't do any negative adjustment, but I definitely would take them as a threat if I was going to the Masters.
Who would you put above orcs? I think Ratkin are the one, but I'm curious who else you'd put above orcs.
Goblins. I played goblins
That's
at fully.
interesting.
Kyle, he calls you bad.
Wait, that can't be right because Kyle loses all of his games.
No.
Not against me. Like I have a 0 and 0 and 0, and like I have never won against Kyle in my life when he's playing goblins. Like if he plays anything else, he's trash. But if he's playing goblins, like I can't beat him. And since he only plays goblins, I'll always
Mhm.
lose.
Yeah.
But I played Steve Forrester at Fully Loaded in Game 5 with his goblins, and you can
Mm.
make some really evil goblin shooting lists by combining Blood Boil, Alchemist Curse,
Yep.
and Goblin Shooting with 2 battalions. I don't know what I would necessarily do, but I would put goblins like your move 5 orc hordes would be just shot to snot by a heavy shooting goblin army. You get
You,
like 4.
I can attest to that.
Trenton's like,
So
yeah.
just for the sake of moving forward with the call here before Sam falls asleep because he's getting old now, he's got kids and life.
are you driving?
Meadows, it's weird. No, I'm parked. I moved where there's light. We have 8 regions larger than most countries, so we would expect to see meta shifts. I agree with Ray on that topic. But for the sake of time, I know we have some more interesting stuff coming up, and I wanted to see what was next. Bald Sam in the agenda here.
Bald. It's fine. I said they can call me that. Yeah.
That's fine.
So our final talking point before we kind of wrap things up is Ray aptly called it, I believe, points to sustain and points to improve. That's better than what Sam or I had written, so we'll call it that. So I'd love to hear 1 or 2 thoughts from each of us on what are some things that are points to sustain and what are maybe some points that we could improve.
Point. Nice. Who wants it?
Kyle's gonna have a big head. Your special mission objectives and your maps were well done. I would
Can you-
absolutely sustain that. It made each mission unique. It's not what you see normally. I'm not sure I'd do it at every tournament, but at that tournament, it made the tournament very unique and very special. Kyle, well done.
Cool. Any improves for you?
The improvement might be avoiding some of just a bit more consistency in what like the big obstacles, little obstacles, hills
Terrain.
Yeah.
across the tables, and that comes with time. Like
Yeah.
like I said, I wouldn't have known this was your first GT.
Yeah. Okay. It would have been like I wish you had offered to bring terrain down instead. It would have been way easier.
Anyway,
Anyway.
I call you.
All right, my bad. Wonderful. I'll go next then. That's fine since I'm already talking shit. Sustain is apples. As apples have got to be there. I don't like I know I'm being dramatic because I loved eating apples over the weekend. I felt like a horse. And but the amount of tournaments I go to where I feel like I'm like eating some sort of like garbage halfway through just to like not feel sick. And then I finish the day and I'm like, oh, I've had 2 Snickers bars and a piece of fried chicken. I feel like garbage right now in my hotel room. Is like most of the time. So it's like you just go to the fucking counter at the convenience store or whatever and grab whatever you can in between. Or like I think it's really easy to get pizza for lunch, but like there's just nothing that is not like yellow that you're eating for most of the tournament day, and I think that was a huge like boost for everybody.
Mhm.
And then I think the way that we have the laminated like sheets with like here's the map, here's the mission, here's anything extra you need, and here's a place to submit are like that was like resoundingly the easiest part of the whole weekend for me.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Big
Yep.
agree.
To piggyback on that, I'd say absolutely the laminated sheets with the QR code to submit
yeah,
made life so easy.
Yep.
Like drop down boxes and radio buttons are so much easier than like having to write it down or type it in or anything.
Yeah.
Like that's so nice. Along the lines of the apples and having something that's not like garbage.
Yeah.
having the water available all the time was
Yeah.
super nice, especially on Sunday when it got really, really humid and hot.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, I'm very glad that we are actually supplying water right now.
Okay, Sunday got
And
hot.
just yeah, having that around so you could get something you need that wasn't pop or beer
Yep.
was really good.
Nice.
I would also second the terrain. We were kind of hit or miss on that with some things. I know my terrain I made, the trees were really bad. They did not survive the weekend.
Trent, you broke one before the weekend started, trying to show me how bad they were.
I proved my point.
I didn't get to add. I'll add one thing for improvement. Having it happened just because logistics changed like last minute, but having a person on our team that is never playing Kings will make our events run way smoother. And that's like something we just learned as we went, where it's like this should be easy because there's 5 of us, but having one person that we like know for sure is not going to be playing all the time is really helpful.
We could also, for fun, find a TO who's never played Kings, and just have like one guy who's like, "I'm Steve. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm just here. Like, I work in
Bring
accounting."
Dave out. Get Dave.
Yeah, get Dave to come. Anything else, Trenton?
No, I think I covered it.
Kyle?
Yeah. So the sustain and improve. If we don't look at the points, like what we're changing on some of the metrics on the back end, but just the event itself, my answer is actually going to come from my wife, who helped in the background run the event and handle everything. She was listening to the feedback on food and all this and that, and the data, we ate 3 apples for every 1 bag of chips. So, and then we had a bunch of food. Some of that was budget constraints. We went for this food and that food. And my wife's feedback was, why don't we just ask those assholes what they want to eat? Her exact words. We had a lot of people say that, hey, I understand this venue, salad wouldn't work, but it'd be really cool if we had salad, we had this and that. Just ways to cut it down. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep the health food. I, as a TO, walked around, handed out water. I want to keep doing that. Like when I was able to TO, handing out water, just putting it on the table, they magically got drank when I did that.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that part, but the improvement part is she's right. There's really no reason that after sign up, you can't just fill out a poll that said, if you had to rank your food options A, B, C, and D, which one do you like the most? And what would you like to see? That's a 0 effort, really high reward, I think, for something where we're providing food to the community.
Yeah.
Why are me and my wife picking the food based on just, well, Costco has this option and this option, and there we go? Like we could have put, we can put more in the sign up that A, B, and C. So I really like that. And then on the terrain side, we actually had a box with 4 more tables of terrain we didn't use, because we had some community come in. We had people make their very first sets of terrain, and I as the person really sort of quote unquote head TOing this one, should have put more like, hey, that's really cool. Let's merge our sets instead of letting some of them go. But life happens, and the last iterate is an easy one. Next time we do an event, we will make people move tables. Eric Trowbridge.
He wanted to be outside that garage so badly.
Yeah, don't we all?
But
That's all I got.
Don't beat you guys. Like, I had a good enough time. I'm gonna drag down another Canadian to the next event. Even John is talking about coming down to the October 3rd, which I'm spoiling. Like, I'll let you guys do a proper announcement for that. But yeah, we're gonna have multiple Canadians coming down for October 3rd.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
I love
Sam,
that.
finish it up.
Yeah. Gosh, I love that. That's so exciting.
That means we need to send Ohioans up. We need to.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Dead of Winter. I want to go next year. Or March of Death.
March of Death.
So, my points of sustain would be everything we've already said, but to be original. And I will oust him for it. Sam created his own proprietary scoring spreadsheet that nobody but the 5 of us have seen. That when you put scores in, it validates them. It's a whole thing. It is incredible. It is Sam is a actual wizard with Excel sheets. He made one for our Warcry narrative that is like awesome, and people keep breaking it because they're not as smart as the sheet. But it is like what Sam did on the back end. I don't want to like put you out there, Sam, but if you ever like if you are a TO, don't just assume you have to use the crappy one Mantic gives us. You can create something better, and Sam did. And it made running the event from a scoring standpoint, that my biggest concern with that was how to do scoring. My background is I ran tournaments in esports. The game tells me who won. It's really easy.
Yeah.
So that was my biggest concern going into this, actually, was the scoring. And like I was so worried we are going to screw up scoring somewhere. And Sam created a proprietary system on his own. No one asked him to do it. That was wonderful. So that is my point to sustain, and I hope we never stop using it. It was awesome. Sam nailed it on the first go. My point to improve. It was too freaking hot and humid in there on Sunday. And to the point that it was a health concern. Not there are a couple people who voice like, hey, because of certain like health needs that I have, like, you know, I could make it work this year, but if it's like that for the whole weekend, it might just not be feasible for me. So our point to improve there is we want to, and Ray, you haven't heard this, the four of us know this, but our goal for next time is how do we keep the vibe of a backyard tournament and kind of the fun that comes along with that, because it's a really unique vibe to do a tournament in someone's backyard, but do it in an environment where people don't feel potentially excluded because of their health concerns, where it's like, hey, like my body can't handle 80 degrees and 900% humidity for 8 hours.
Bro, it's not even like a person to person. I feel like I was about to give out on game 5.
Yeah, it was hot in
I was
there.
done.
Saturday was great. I thought it was perfect weather on Saturday, but also I wanted to be like, oh, it was really hot for May. But it's actually like, I was looking at like weather trends for the last like 5 years, because my wife will tell you if you asked. I look at the weather every morning and look at like yearly trends and how it matches up with averages. It's a very normal thing that I do. Our weekend was actually like on the cooler end for the last few years in Ohio. Shout out to Big Oil for that. But so it was, while it felt really hot, it actually was kind of like what is becoming the norm for May in Ohio. So we can't just be like, oh, we can do that same thing again. But it's actually like, we can't, or we could, but with some other concerns. So if you were there, or you read about people talking about the heat, or you just checked the weather and saw that it was hot, that is on our radar. And I think we want to improve, how do we keep the vibes, because the vibes are immaculate, in a cooler environment.
I have this is such a good segue, because we should talk about upcoming events.
I was going to segue into that perfectly. So, hey, we have some upcoming events. Sam, I'm going to tee you off for the big one.
Oh boy, I got to pull up the thing.
And I'll do the
big one. Wait, what are we doing? Are we on like piecemeal?
Talk about the other one that he's running.
Well, let's do. I have like managed to find a bunch of events in not Ohio, because niche games need communities to be united in order to survive. You have got to learn about other people and other groups and stuff, and you cannot silo yourself. So if you're watching and you were looking for events in the Midwest area, or even like Northeast, West, whatever, I'm going to make this big for myself. Bug Eater. Good luck. If you don't know about it now, you're probably not gonna be able to make it. But
we're recording a matchup cast right now.
right now. But Adam will have you out if you find out just now.
If you message him, he'll include you.
I bet
he will take you in. June 6th and 7th in Omaha, Nebraska. In New Jersey, Atlantic City has the Atlantic City Open, June 13th and 14th. Masters and Best of the Rest is in Minnesota this year, Minneapolis, right?
Yes.
July 11th and 12th.
Which I will say on that note, real quick, if you're like, I don't want to go to, I'm not a Masters gamer, I'm not even like a power gamer in this game. Everything I ever hear from people who have gone to Best of the Rest is that it's one of the most fun tournaments anywhere. So if you're like, I don't want to sweat kings, but I like playing tournaments, everyone I talk to is like, Best of the Rest is the most fun you will have at a tournament.
Most of the people I know that played at Masters said Best of the Rest is more fun than Masters.
Yes, I had like 4 people independently tell me that at Hoosier Storm.
Yeah. So Best of the Rest, I heard it's awesome. Lady to Lake in Minneapolis. No, it's farther, isn't it? It's Duluth.
Yeah, it's Duluth, yeah.
Duluth, Minnesota, August 15th and 16th. The St. Louis Open. There's a small group in St. Louis that is starting to grow. A bunch of us are going to come out. If you guys have not met the Richardsons that run a bunch of the community stuff, and Matt from Miniworks out there, They are having I wouldn't say explosion, but they are having some really solid growth for Kings right now. August 22nd, they have a 1 day in St. Louis, Missouri. And then Crossroads.
Wait, quick.
Oh,
At least two of
yeah.
us are building proprietary armies just for that event. So you should go out. It's going to be 2,000 points. So it's very easy to build a 2,000 point army. Anyone can do it.
Yep. I'm building an army from scratch for this
Same.
because if anybody met the Richardsons, I met them at Adepticon. They're just a fantastic group of people. And I want to show up and
Uh,
show them I want to be what Ray was to a bunch of our new players. I want to show up and be
Same.
like, hey, Kings is fun. We're cool.
Yep.
Play games. Last one that is not in Ohio. Actually, no, because I'm going to give it to Ray for other non-Ohio stuff for a little bit. So be ready, Ray. The last one is Crossroads. Crossroads is in Elmira, New York, September 19th and 20th. What I do?
You stole the one that I would talk about, which would be
That's the one?
Crossroads, and then I'd
Is that
pass
true?
the ball back to you to talk about October.
All right, go ahead.
Registration just opened.
Yeah, what's Crossroads about, Ray? Go ahead.
Crossroads it's an amazing, unique Kings of War event.
Yeah.
It is probably the largest or second largest event in North America, third largest in the world. You get about 100 Kings of War players playing in 4-man teams. So you show up. If you don't have 3 buddies or 3 friends or 3 people who you're willing to bribe to play with you, in my case, I have to bribe John and Ben to come out and play. But if you don't have 3 people who are going to come out and play with you, Corey is always looking for mercs, always looking for extra people to fill teams. And just message him or message Sam or Kyle, and they'll put you in contact. So you show up, you play 5 games, and in each one of the matchups, it's team against team, and you get paired off by the captains in some arcane system, which I don't fully understand because, as we discussed at the start, I was definitely 5 sheets to the
We
wind.
know you don't understand.
Well, yeah, and I was definitely 5 sheets to the wind, and I was not team captain. But it's a lot of fun. It's in the Northeast. It's in Elmira, New York, which is the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
New York. So you can't really fly there. You can't really. It's a bit of a drive for anyone listening to this from the Midwest. But it is a big event for the Northeast, Mid Atlantic, and we do get some Midwest representation. So it's a lot of fun.
It is not a bad drive from Ohio.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Which I think
The
will
only
count
other
for
event that
everyone.
I'll talk about is in March. You'll hear more about it sometime in October when hopefully I'm allowed to come back on, where I will be hosting March of Death. I will come up with some cool theme, but that's like 9 months away, so I'm just in the prep phase. It'll be the first weekend in March. More to follow on that. But before then, there's another event I get to look forward to down in Ohio. I get to do my second trip because I don't know how many events I have to go to, Kyle, to like qualify for Masters for the Midwest team. But or what the residency requirements are.
You have to
Anyways,
win
so
them.
have to win them. Maybe I'll have to bring a good army. So what is the amazing event I get to go to, and what is the location as to where it is?
Sam.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
October.
I just
Who's
said
gonna tell
so
me about
much.
the October? I'm
Yeah,
going.
you know what?
You're the
Fine.
guy.
October 3rd and 4th at the Scioto Downs Raceway and Casino. We are hosting the first Ohio GT. It is a 40-player minimum and a 64-player cap, I believe. We have the event space for Friday as well, so there will be at least one different event or strange thing happening if you come in early.
I want to run Warpath
And-
on Friday night.
Kyle, talk about the amenities. Give us the shtick.
So it's got a couple of the perks that a lot of the older veterans remember from pre-COVID tournament days. It is an off-season racing casino, which means we have access to inside the venue. We have a very nice hotel with full suite breakfast provided for like $160 a night
Yeah, I think
in the room block, and that's after taxes and everything. So splitting that with 2 guys, like another person, is no big deal, even if you want to solo. And that comes with the breakfast every day for both nights. We have 3 different restaurants and a fast food restaurant inside the venue, cheap, medium, and luxury. Saturday night, we will actually have a group dinner Right now, it looks like we'll be at the medium price restaurant because that's just regular priced food. It's all really good. Sunday, lunch is being catered so that nobody can be late for round 5. The catering's included in the price. And on Saturday, because we're catering, we're allowed to bring in outside food in. So we can bring our own food, we can get food as a group, we can do all sorts of things and figure that out. But we negotiated that as one of the perks. And then we have 2 more things that are awesome. One is we have a private bartender for most of the event in a room about
Great.
3 steps adjacent to the gaming hall. It comes with a whopping $250 minimum. So I'm really nervous that we won't hit that. But because we did the private bartender and catering, we have access to a no-cost sober drinking station. So Sprites, Coca-Colas, water, iced tea will be provided for the venue for the community.
Cool.
And the only request is that we tip the bartender at the end of the number of bartenders total, we tip them out.
Yep.
It's like, oh, what a horrible, horrible thing to do to have a tip jar for bartenders in exchange for having free non-alcoholic beverages for the entire weekend.
Do we have
our venue is open from 7 a.m. to 3 a.m.
That was my question. 3 a.m.?
7 a.m. to 3 a.m.
So much strike
Technically, we could go later, but I don't want to be up later, so you get kicked out at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
We have one that event's going to be wonderful. Be there or be square. We have one other event that the Honest Force group is putting on. Trenton.
So August 8th at the Dragon's Lair Games and Fantasy store in Columbus.
Yeah, not the one in Alabama.
Legal name?
Sorry?
Okay. The full legal name?
Yeah, why not? We'll be doing a 1-day event. It's going to be called Kind of a Big Deal because I want to bring back the big deal. I was an Ogre player last edition, and I'm very sad that our woolly mammoth boy has been reduced to what he is. So I want to run a tournament with 3 games where we're bringing back the mammoth for everybody.
Yeah.
So it's a hobby-focused thing. Awards for best mammoth, theme it to your army, and everyone gets a mammoth included, and bring 2150 points of whatever else you're playing.
Yep.
And we'll have a good time.
Yeah. This is also I think the first big event that we are running for the second time. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So this is we've made it a full year basically. Because Kyle kickstarted our first event with our Dragon Dash. He made everyone bring a Clan Lord on Fire Drake plus 2,000 points.
That's dragon.
Horrible dragon.
Horrible dragon.
One sec. They're all I painted and made 4 of them for the event. They're here collecting dust because they're awful.
Turns out bringing 4 of a bad dragon is still bad.
Yeah, there's no break
Kyle
of a bad thing.
Kyle had the idea to bring a mediocre to bad unit in addition to an army and have everyone paint their idea of how it fits in their army, and it was really fun. And we're gonna do it again. Are you requiring lore? Trent? Are we requiring lore?
Lore is required.
Cool.
Tell me about how your group acquired their mammoth.
Fantastic. Yeah, I think that's it for events. Are we happy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that an hour? Did we do an hour?
We're hair over. On the way out, Ray, if you have any kind of closing thoughts, you were a kind and generous guest. Obviously, everyone go check out other places where Ray talks. But if you have any kind of shout outs or any closing thoughts or personal promotions that you want to give Ray, the floor is yours.
No, I just wanted to express my sincere thanks to you for inviting me down to this event in May. I wasn't able to make Bug Eater this year, but I am glad that I was able to do my very first event in the Midwest. I don't know how you're going to handle the temperature challenge and going ahead. But you guys were a great group of people to hang out with, to enjoy. I'm sorry to anyone by the 3rd game on Saturday. I was a little bit tired because Eric kept me up all night Friday night playing and practicing for Masters. But thank you very much for having me on. It's great to see you all, and I look forward to seeing you all again. Probably first at Crossroads, and second, if I don't see you at Crossroads, I will be down in Ohio in October.
Yeah.
October 3rd.
Well, awesome. Well,
Great
thank you,
day.
Ray. Obviously, Kyle, Sam, Tritton, Nate, who could not be here. Thank all of you for the hard work you guys put on. So thank you guys for watching. If you watched, I really appreciate it. That's what we have for you. Come out to Ohio GT, to kind of a big deal. Come out to Crossroads. And if you have questions, let us know.
Go to Crossroads.
Go to Crossroads.
It's so cool.
So good.
It's a great time. Went 1-5 and had a blast.
Cannot
1 and
miss it.
4.
Yep. 1-5. Oh my god.
1-5. Yeah, I found another game to lose while I was there. Don't worry about it.
Literally
It was
never
strike
lost.
dice. It was strike dice.